Welcome. Today we're taking a very different kind of journey. It's a deeply unsettling one.
Yeah.
We're going into a story that peels back the beautiful surface of a historic city to reveal a darkness that's almost beyond comprehension. Mm-hmm. This isn't just a tale, It's a stark reminder of the evil that can hide just beneath everyday life, the scars it leaves behind. Unimaginable.
Absolutely. We're looking at a case from China, one that truly shocked the nation. It forces you to confront how easily profound evil can hide behind a completely unassuming face.
It's chilling.
It really is.
Yeah.
It shows how someone who seems totally ordinary can harbor these unspeakable horrors.
And for you listening, our goal here is to walk through what happened from the horrifying discovery right through to the aftermath. We want to help you grasp not just what occurred, but maybe get closer to that chilling. Okay, so let's start with the setting. Luoyang, China.
Yeah.
Now, I've actually been there, and it's genuinely stunning.
Rich in history.
Absolutely steeped in it. One of China's ancient capitals, founded over 4,000 years ago. It was home to 13 different dynasties. Think about that.
So an incredible lineage.
Yeah. And the sites, the Longmen Grottos, over 100,000 Buddha statues carved right into these huge cliffs. It's breathtaking.
Wow.
And the White Horse Temple, that's China's first Buddhist temple. Plus, they have this amazing peony festival every spring. The whole city just explodes with color. It's a really beautiful place.
So a place with a very positive outward image.
Exactly. But anywhere, really, beneath that beauty, that history, something truly awful was unfolding. A reflection of the darkest parts of the human mind.
That contrast is so key here, isn't it? The vibrant cultural hub on the surface, and then this grim secret reality playing out underneath. It just hammers home how deceiving appearances can be. Can't always judge by the cover.
So true. Okay, let's go to September 3rd, 2011. Early morning, an emergency call comes into the Luoyang police station. The caller is a woman, Zhaoqing. Her voice is, it's shaking. She's almost incoherent with fear, with trauma. The police really had to work to calm her down, just to piece together what she was saying.
Must have been incredibly difficult for her and for them.
Absolutely. Eventually, she manages to get out this terrifying story. She says she was lured by a stranger about 2 months back.
Okay.
Imprisoned in an underground room beneath an apartment building, tortured, treated inhumanely, just completely dehumanized.
God.
She says she only just escaped. Her captor took her outside, apparently intending to sell her to someone else.
Sell her?
Yeah. And in that moment, she saw a chance. She just ran for her life and called the police immediately.
Incredible bravery, even in that state.
But then it gets even worse. Zhaoqing tells them she wasn't the only one down there.
Oh, no. 3
other women, still alive, still trapped in that room, suffering the same things.
3 more.
And this is just stomach churning.
Yeah.
She believed 2 other women had already died down there. Yes. And their bodies were buried in the room, meaning the survivors were forced to live alongside decaying corpses. Can you even wrap your head around that?
Living with the dead, that elevates the horror to another level entirely. For the police, this must have been an immediate red alert.
Instantly.
You hear a story like that, confinement, torture, murder, victims living with corpses in a city known for its peace and history. It stretches belief.
Yeah.
The first challenge wasn't just finding the place, it's probably processing the sheer audacity of the evil being described. Could this even be real?
Right, but they had to act. Police got Zhaoqing's location, deployed a unit right away. When they found her, she was still trembling, obviously deeply traumatized.
Understandably.
And hesitant, to go back to that place. Who wouldn't be? But her need to save the others, that won out.
That resolve is amazing.
She led them back to this apartment building number 2. Just an old, ordinary-looking building. Blended right in.
Nothing suspicious from the outside.
Nothing. She pointed them to a specific room right under a stairwell. Looked totally normal. About maybe 4 by 5 meters.
Okay, small space.
But the second they opened the door, bam. This smell hit them. Overwhelming. Pungent. Like dampness, mold, and in decay. Just thick in the air.
Oh, that smell.
The room itself was a mess. Trash everywhere. But they noticed a worn leather sofa, an old table, and a computer.
A computer?
Yeah, and attached to it, a webcam. Very visible. What do those first hits, especially the smell and the webcam, tell an investigator?
Well, the smell is immediate confirmation, isn't it? It validates the horror Zhaoqing described. Something is profoundly wrong here.
Right.
But that webcam That's a crucial insight into the why. It suggests exploitation, performance, maybe even profit. It points towards a calculated motive beyond just imprisonment, premeditation.
Okay, so the police search this small room looking for the other 3 women. Nobody there.
So where are they?
They're confused. Xiaoqing, still shaking, she remembers being blindfolded when she was brought in. But she knows there was a hidden way down, an underground space. She just doesn't know where the entrance is.
Blindfolded, of course.
Yeah.
To keep her disoriented.
Exactly. So the officers start searching meticulously, moving furniture, checking every corner. Finally, they move the computer desk, and underneath it, a sliding panel, a hidden door leading straight down.
There it is.
They slide it open, and they're staring into this dark, deep pit, maybe 60 centimeters wide, just enough for one person. There's a metal ladder going down and a ventilation pipe leading into who knows what.
It's like a black hole, basically.
Pretty much. You're an officer in that moment, facing this unknown, potentially dangerous descent. What's going through your head?
Pure apprehension, I imagine. But also duty. You know, Xiaoqing said, lives are potentially hanging in the balance down there. It takes immense bravery. An officer volunteered, equipped with just a flashlight, driven by that hope of finding those women alive. It's that instinct to protect, isn't it? Even facing something truly malevolent.
So this officer starts climbing down. It's incredibly claustrophobic.
I can only imagine.
The air gets thinner, the darkness total. He estimates it's maybe 4 or 5 meters straight down.
That's a significant drop.
And at the bottom, it doesn't open up. It turns into a horizontal tunnel, just as narrow, still only 60 centimeters wide. He has to crawl.
Crawling in pitch blackness.
And then obstacles. He encounters these heavy iron doors, one after another, 5 of them, all heavily chained.
5 doors.
5. He has to open each one. That sheer number tells you something, right? This wasn't just holding someone. This was high security, deliberate confinement.
Absolutely calculated.
Yeah.
Designed to crush any hope of escape.
As he reaches that 5th door, he hears something. Voices. Women's voices. Faintly at first, then clearer, saying, "Brother is back. I've been waiting for you."
Brother. That's chilling.
He pushes through that final door, raises his flashlight, and there they are. 3 women, scantily clad, looking shocked. Their initial reaction, that flicker of joy seeing brother, it instantly turns to tears. Relief, hope, realizing it's the police. Finally.
That initial greeting, brother is back.
Yeah.
It's just heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a clear sign of Stockholm Syndrome. That psychological bond formed under extreme duress, a survival mechanism.
Right.
And those 5 doors just confirm the meticulous planning, the absolute intent to control and isolate.
Once the women were rescued, a team went back down to document everything. The actual underground prison, incredibly cramped, maybe 3 meters wide, 2 meters high.
Barely livable space.
Hardly. There was just a wooden board dividing it into 2 tiny sleeping areas, and the conditions brutal. No toilet, just a faucet for water.
No sanitation at all.
They were forced to just go on the floor or in bags, which he, the captor, would collect later.
The degradation.
What little they had was the bare minimum. Some pots, instant noodles, oil, salt, just enough to cook basic meals. The bedding was filthy, looked like it hadn't been changed in possibly years.
Existing in filth.
We mentioned the ventilation pipe, the wiring. He installed that, yeah, but not for their comfort, for his own purposes, to keep them alive for whatever he was doing.
To sustain his operation.
And the evidence they found down there was damning. Used condoms, bank statements, phone top-up lists, handcuffs, even medical checkup documents and abortion request forms. What do these specific items tell you about his strategy?
They paint a picture of total control, don't they? It wasn't just physical confinement. The condoms point to the sexual exploitation. The financial records hint at the business side. But the medical checks, the abortion forms, that reveals an even deeper level of control. Managing their bodies, their reproductive health, purely to maintain their usefulness to him. It's about stripping away every shred of dignity and autonomy, utter subjugation.
And tragically, Xiaoqing's story about the dead victims, it was true.
Oh, God.
Police found the first body, a woman named Xiao A buried in a corner. Her left wrist was still handcuffed, clear signs of severe torture.
Still handcuffed.
Then they found the second body, a young woman named Xian, also in the same room, but hidden under a layer of concrete, a clear attempt to conceal her. They recovered her remains too.
Under concrete.
So yeah, 6 women in total had been held in that hellhole, 2 murdered, 4 survivors who'd lived through, well, unimaginable horror.
The suffering is just immense, not just captivity and abuse, but being forced to live day in, day out with the decomposing bodies of fellow victims.
Yeah.
That's a specific kind of psychological torture, isn't it?
Yeah.
A constant, visceral reminder of their own fate, designed to completely break their spirit.
So who was capable of this? Who was the man behind it? Neighbors identified the apartment tenant as Li Hao.
Li Hao.
And here's the part that always gets me. The descriptions from neighbors, people who knew him superficially: ordinary, harmless, diligent.
The mask of normalcy.
Exactly. Someone nobody suspected. He was born in 1977, so 35 at the time, graduated technical school, had worked as a firefighter, which back then in China was a paramilitary role, so he had skills, training.
Right. Skills he later misused terribly.
Then he became a clerk in local administration, respected, no criminal record.
Clean slate.
Seemed to have a normal family life, too. Married to a woman nearly 10 years younger. They had an 8-month-old baby. His wife was a homemaker. Her friends apparently envied her, thought she had such a good, hardworking husband.
Wow. The perfect facade.
So when they caught him, he confessed his motive. And it's just baffling. He said it was deep-seated boredom. Boredom with his ordinary life, a desire to fill something that was missing, and that led him down this path.
Boredom, it seems so. Trivial compared to the horror he inflicted.
Right. How does boredom become this?
It's not just boredom in the way we usually think of it, is it?
Yeah.
It suggests a profound emptiness, a lack of empathy, maybe narcissism.
Yeah.
It wasn't just wanting something to do. It was likely a craving for absolute power, for control over others, to feel something, even if that something was dominance achieved through cruelty. It's a terrifying glimpse into a warped mind.
So how did this evil plan actually start? It began back in 2008. He bought that stairwell apartment, used his wife's name probably to avoid drawing attention to himself.
Clever, manipulative from the start.
At first, he didn't have a specific plan for it, but then 2009, he finds this online porn site, sees videos being sold like $15 an hour or something.
Okay.
And that sparks this twisted idea. Create his own passive income, produce and sell his own explicit content.
Oh, so it was financially motivated, at least in part.
Seems like it. But then comes the chilling part. To get his actresses, he decides the only way is to build an underground prison, to forcibly hold women for this sick venture.
Just decided to build a dungeon. Unbelievable.
And he used those skills you mentioned from his firefighter training. Dug a pit, installed wiring, ventilation, worked at night for a whole year, starting August 2009.
A whole year of secret construction.
Told his wife he was working night shifts for extra money, which, sickeningly, just reinforced that good husband image. How does someone twist skills meant for saving lives into tools for something so heinous?
It's a deeply disturbing pattern seen in some criminals. Skills meant for good digging, structure support, ventilation, life support, perverted into instruments of capture and control. The sheer dedication, the planning, the deception involved in building that prison, it reveals a truly calculated, cold evil. It wasn't impulsive.
The cycle of abuse started with the first victim, Xiao. She was 18, a sex worker. He lured her with the promise of extra pay.
Right.
Assaulted her, blindfolded her, forced her down into that pit, repeatedly raped, filmed. He even forced her to help dig the tunnel further.
Forced her to build her own prison.
For 2 months, he sold videos of her daily through secret online groups until she was just emaciated, no longer profitable in his eyes. Then came victim 2, Xiaobi, also 18. Lured the same way. She met Zhao A down there. They apparently talked about escape briefly. But with 5 doors, being blindfolded, it felt impossible.
Hopeless situation.
Li Hao started filming them both, focusing more on Xiaobi since she was new. His control method, starvation, food only once every 2 days, single, small meals.
To weaken them physically and mentally.
Exactly. Prevent any kind of rebellion. Then came the death of Zhao. It happened when Li Hao was assaulting Zhao in desperation, attacked him with a shoe, a high heel.
Fought back.
He flew into a rage, beat her severely. Then he forced the terrified Zhao to strangle Xiao to death.
Forced her to kill her.
Yes, and then forced her to bury Xiao's body right there, forcing her to live alongside the person she was coerced into murdering. What does that do to someone psychologically?
It's designed to shadow them completely. It's not just about eliminating Xiao, it's about breaking Xiaobi, destroying her morally, implicating her, making her believe she's irredeemable. It guarantees her silence, her complicity. It binds her to him through this horrific shared act. It's an incredibly cruel and effective form of psychological destruction.
Needing new performers as he saw them, Li Hao then lured 4 more women, Zhang, 19, Tan Tan, 24, Jian, 16, and Zhao King, 23, the one who eventually escaped.
Bringing the total to 6 victims, with 2 already dead.
Right. So now 5 women were alive in the prison. The abuse continued, forced dancing for webcams, live streaming, selling videos. When Zhang got pregnant, Li Hao forced her to have an illegal abortion, again, purely to keep her profitable.
Just maintaining his assets. It's monstrous.
And his manipulation got even more sophisticated. He set up this reward and punishment system among the 5 women.
Divide and conquer.
Exactly. Give small rewards, extra food, a magazine, maybe some music to whoever behaved or pleased him most.
Yeah.
It fostered competition, resentment, prevented them from uniting. They started competing for his attention, even his favor, just for these tiny scraps of comfort.
Deepening that Stockholm Syndrome. How did that system work beyond the initial greeting we talked about?
It weaponized their basic human needs, didn't it? The need for safety, for any small kindness in that hell. By making them compete, he ensured they saw each other as rivals, not allies.
Right.
Any tiny concession he made felt huge in their reality, reinforcing their dependence on him, their captor, for survival. It twisted their bonds and made escape seem even less conceivable psychologically.
This horrific routine continued until China started cracking down on those kinds of websites.
So his online income stream dried up.
Significantly. So he needed a new plan. His next move, direct prostitution.
Oh, no.
He started contacting clients, VIPs he called them, arranged for the women to be taken out, blindfolded, to hotels, charged around 350 yuan per session, about 1,800 Thai baht.
Still keeping them blindfolded so they couldn't learn the way out.
Always. Then another whore, Xian, one of the younger victims, she contracted an STD from a client, couldn't work anymore. And that made her a liability in his eyes.
Completely. It also sparked fear among the other women, fear of contagion. Li Hao saw Xian as damaged goods, unprofitable. He beat her brutally.
Just like Xiaowei.
And then repeated the pattern. He forced the remaining 4 women to kill Xian, promised them rewards if they complied, believed this shared guilt would bind them to him forever.
Forcing them to kill again.
They attacked her, led to her death. Then he ordered them to bury her body and pour concrete over it. Now 3 women were living down there, with 2 bodies hidden in the earth beneath them.
Pouring concrete. That is an incredible escalation of the psychological terror.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate destruction, not just of life, but of their own humanity, making victims into perpetrators, annihilating their moral compass. He knew that shared guilt, especially for murder, creates this unbreakable silence, this fear. Their freedom was utterly compromised.
Okay, let's fast forward. September 2nd, 2011. The night before the police call, Xiaoqing gets taken to a hotel for a client.
The one who escaped.
Right. The others, tragically, seemed resigned, broken. But Xiaoqing, she'd only been there about 2 or 3 months. That spark of hope wasn't entirely extinguished yet.
Maybe that shorter time made the difference.
Possibly. In the early hours, the client's asleep. Xiaoqing sees her chance. She runs out of the room, apparently right past Li Hao, waiting in the lobby. Out of the hotel.
Ran right past him. Incredible nerve.
She navigated streets she didn't know, found a payphone, used some tip money the client had given her, and made that call. The call that brought the whole thing crashing down. What gave her that strength?
It's truly remarkable resilience, isn't it? The shorter time in captivity might have been key. She hadn't been subjected to the same prolonged degradation and psychological warfare as the others. Her will to survive, to fight back, hadn't been completely eroded yet. Duration, the specific abuse, individual psychology, it all plays a part. She was the breaking point.
Justice for Li Hao was swift. Chinese authorities caught him within 19 hours trying to flee. He confessed everything. After a year, October 2012, he was charged with everything. Rape, murder, illegal prostitution, producing porn, illegal detention, sentenced to death, executed January 2014.
An appropriate sentence for such monstrous crimes.
Bye. The story doesn't end there for the survivors. It's heartbreaking. 3 of them, Xiaobi, Tan Tan, and Zhang, were put on trial themselves for their roles in the deaths of Xiaoei and Xian.
The women who were forced to kill.
Xiaobi, who was forced to strangle Xiaoei and participate in Xian's death, got 3 years in prison.
3 years.
Tan Tan and Zhang, for their roles in Xian's death, got suspended sentences probation. The court acknowledged the extreme coercion they were under.
That's such a complex legal and moral situation, isn't it?
How do you even approach that?
It's an agonizing dilemma. They committed criminal acts, yes, but under unimaginable duress, their wills completely broken by him. The sentences, especially the suspended ones, seem to reflect an understanding of that coercion. balancing accountability with the fact that they were fundamentally victims themselves, forced into complicity. Their freedom was forever tainted.
And the psychological damage? Devastating. Zhang, especially. Irreversible damage. Lost her ability to speak, became terrified of light, would just sit motionless for days, didn't recognize her surroundings. Her family said it was like part of her soul was still trapped down there, living dead.
Just destroyed.
Yeah.
Utterly destroyed.
Tan needed years of therapy to even begin reintegrating. Xiao King, too, the escapee despite her bravery. Nightmares, trauma, a long road back to anything resembling normal life. And Li Hao's family, his wife, was devastated, realizing the man she thought she knew was a monster. Vowed never to speak his name, never show their child his picture, believed it was better for the child to think they had no father.
The ripple effect of his evil.
The whole city of Luoyang was horrified. The police chief apologized publicly for not uncovering it sooner. It left this lasting scar of fear.
Those long-term scars, especially on Zhang, they're a terrible testament to how extreme abuse can fundamentally alter a person. Some wounds just don't heal. The trauma lingers long after the physical captivity ends.
It's just an incredibly disturbing, heartbreaking deep dive, isn't it? Hard to process the extremes. Human depravity at its worst, right alongside incredible resilience. And that contrast, again, beautiful ancient Luoyang with this unimaginable cruelty hidden right beneath it. It's jarring.
It really forces us to confront that awful truth. Evil can wear the most ordinary mask. And trauma can change someone's very essence. It challenges us to look deeper, doesn't it?
It really does. So what do we take away from this? For you, listening, maybe it's a call to look beyond just appearances, to understand the importance of vigilance, maybe, and just the need for compassion, to try not to add to the darkness.
A difficult story, but one that highlights the fragility of freedom and the strength sometimes of the human spirit.
We hope sharing this story, as grim as it is, has offered some deeper understanding. If you found this deep dive thought-provoking, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs.
Your support really helps us keep bringing these in-depth stories to light.
Thank you for joining us today on this very difficult journey. Take care of yourselves, and we'll be back soon with another deep dive. Goodbye for now.